When you're looking at profitability of a company, it may well be that it is not to be found on the balance sheet if you're not profitable. It may be found in that your processes are broken. Let me just give you an example of a customer that I've had in the past. And that customer was finding that their margins on projects were going down and going down and going down. And they were like, well, we don't understand this. Our costs are not higher as far as individual pieces that we need to implement on the project. But what we did find is that their highest paid employees were doing the jobs that some of their lower paid employees should be doing and taking away from their own time. And time is money, at least in most manufacturing and implementation. Just an example was this was an electric utility company. And when they would have their staff go out about 4 o'clock in the morning, the first thing they had to do was pull all the parts they were going to need for the day. Our recommendation was don't have your guys who are making $50, $60 an hour have to go in and spend the first 3 hours of their day pulling the parts. Have the guy who's working in the parts room come in on a night shift, and his salary is significantly lower. Have them all ready, have them packaged up, ready to go. Your higher paid employees come in, they pick up the items that they need for the day, and they leave. That accomplishes two things. It reduces your costs. It raises the morale of those people in the field who really should be able to just do their job instead of in their own mind and in fact do someone else's job. It made it much more cost effective. Their margins went up and everything worked a lot better. They were using the places that they had actually purchased and installed to house those products that were ready to be pushed out into the field. They were using them as storage cabinets. We pulled everything out of the storage cabinets, put them in. They had a code on it so that the people knew what the code was to get into their particular lockers, and they left. It was process that was causing those margins to fail. Small inefficiencies is kind of like a snowball rolling down a hill. It starts off very tiny, a snowball effect. If I'm extremely inefficient and the next guy who's going to take my work and do something with it is constantly waiting to receive what I'm supposed to give him, then their efficiencies drop. It just goes on down the line where those very small inefficiencies may snowball into something really big, really cost prohibitive. You want to make certain that every place along your line that you have looked at, what are my roadblocks? What are the things that keep me from being as efficient as I need to be? It may be as simple as scheduling. It may be as simple as someone is doing something manually that we have a system in place for them to do automatically. You need to make sure all the way along that you don't have any of those, I call them funnels, things are getting stuck in the funnel.